Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. I am delighted you have found me. I am delighted that you are joining me. It's an amazing experience, and I thank you for it. So, I have a question. We all know that Muller's going to testify tomorrow. We know that he's a reluctant witness. My cards have consistently said that he is going to stick to the four corners of that report. He's not going to venture any farther than that. And you know what? And that's okay. Because, again, so many Americans, so many people of the world have not read that report. And so just getting some of the basic stuff out that is going to counter the Trump Republican narrative is good. It's an important thing because there are so many people out there who, read the headlines. Life is busy and they move on. And so if they keep hearing, no collusion, that's what they hear. So public hearings are amazing. They're awesome. It's a good energy going forward. Everybody, please take a moment and send Muller and the Democrat people who are going to be questioning him some light, some energy, and some focus so that they stay focused on the goal and they don't get sort of distracted, because the Republicans are going to be like the Republicans and they're going to be aggressive and they're going to try to redirect the focus to, the origin of the investigation and the Steele dossier, because they don't want to hear, Mueller say things that, kind of go against their chosen narrative. So my question boils down to this: since we know that kind of stuff, right? I thought I would take a look at what the reaction is in the United States and perhaps even globally to the Mueller testimony tomorrow. So that's going to be my question and my focus. And let's see what we find out. All right, so come on down. Okay, so reaction to Mueller's testimony. Reaction to Mueller's testimony. Reaction to Mueller's testimony. Okay. The Democrats are going to have reason to be pleased if they stay focused, stick to the narrative, and frankly, don't try to push him. Don't get his back up against the wall. Just let it be. There are going to be, once this information is out, because that's my focus, what is the reaction to the testimony? There are going to be some people who publicly walk away, who are embarrassed, who are shamed, and who are shunned. Okay? Usually this card is sort of read as, somebody sort of taking what isn't theirs. But in this case, I'm very focused on the fact that these people have their backs turned and they're walking away from the figure who appears to be victorious. Sitting under that to amplify that feeling, or that, is the Tower. So again, we're looking at some clear indicators that the American public are going to, the ones who support him, not so much, but perhaps those who haven't been following it really, really closely, those who, kind of catch the headlines, even those who, independents and Republicans who are a little bit more centered and balanced and who have not yet sort of left the Republican Party. They're still sort of hanging in there. That foundation that Trump built on quicksand is going to come down. The illusions are coming down. The spoken word is going to be powerful. And it is going to create a situation where a lot of people are going to be doing a lot of rethinking about the things that they thought. So while the Democrats appear that they're going to have, a successful hearings, it also seems as if the people who have been sort of following this a little bit more closely, but perhaps have not read the Mueller report, or have read the Mueller report and it made their eyes bleed because it's super interesting but very dry reading. So there's going to be celebration just of the fact that this information finally has gotten out. But again, don't get too excited. He is going to stick within the four corners. He is not going to show up and say, Trump's a thief and Trump's a liar and Trump committed treason. It's not going to happen, okay? He's going to be who he is. And who he is someone who is very mindful and respectful of the Constitution and of the laws. And right now the law says he can't charge the president, and so he will not incriminate the president beyond what is in the report. The testimony is going to actually, interestingly, increase the Democrats' hold. Okay, their fortunes are going to continue to build as more and more people come to the conclusion and the realization that their country is in trouble. It really is in trouble. And there's going to be a push towards ramping up support and really starting to take control of the coming elections. It's not looking good, it's not. It's looking like that which needs to fall will fall, because the United States right now, good puppies, the United States right now is in a period of growth and positive movement forward. So that's good. So far it's looking good. Like, you can actually divide these cards out this way. Okay, so this is sort of what's going to happen to Trump, the Republicans, and to the narrative they have been selling. And this is what's going to happen to the country, or going to be the reaction within the country. Okay, so there's definite prosperity and growth and really good things coming on this side in terms of that information coming out and being, one, well received, two, being understood, and three, connecting with people who perhaps, aren't quite as up to date on the day-to-day craziness. Because let's face it, people have lives and they're busy. And this is clear, right? So here's our card for Muller. So he is going to do his job. He is going to do what is expected of him. He is going to try very hard to stay neutral. It's almost neutral, just like an investigator should. And, again, this is a man who, when he makes a statement, the statement is full and complete. If we could have exonerated him, we would have so said. It kind of says it all, right? That's how he speaks, and that's the message he's going to be delivering. And then Mr. Muller is going to very calmly drift into quiet, peaceful retirement waters, and just decompress and relax, because boy, oh boy, he has had a pretty bumpy year and a half, or however long that investigation went on. He's still, trying to dodge being in the public view, and it's time for him to say thank you. I've done right by my country. I've done the best I could by my country, and if you don't mind, I'm just going to go, I don't know, maybe, sit in a recliner by the beach. Whatever he's going to do, it's well deserved, and we should all send him gratitude and blessings for the days going forward in his life, so that he can already let this kind of go. He's done his job. It's now up to the people of America and the members of government to do what comes next. He's going to be okay. Robert Mueller is going to come through this, and he's going to be okay. He will have done what he needed to do, and I really think at that point he's just going to quietly drift into kind of the life he would like to live now, right? Kind of where he wants to be, and focusing on the things he wants to be focusing on, which are not necessarily Trump and the Trump family and the law. He's long overdue and well deserves a bit of a rest. So let's wish him well on that. Okay. So just see. We're going to do a quick one, and we're going to focus in on how Trump's going to react to the Mueller report. Okay. A couple more quick shuffles. Yeah, I mean, we can see that Trump has been calm and rational, cool and collected leading up to this. Not. He's I suspect, gonna just keep on ramping up the crazy, because he's gonna be really, really interested in maligning Mueller, maligning the report, and calling it all a pack of lies, and saying that, he's, Mueller is conflicted. I love that. Mueller's conflicted. So, this is the question, right? And it's a logical, obvious question, which means it's not likely to get answered by the Trump's administration. But the question is this: if you believe and are so pleased with the fact that Mueller exonerated you and said there was nothing, no collusion, no conspiracy, no obstruction, you did nothing wrong, why are you beating the crap out of him in public? You would think that you would be, singing his praises. And again, it is only in the Trump world that people seem to be able to have it both ways. I choose to believe this statement because it looks good on me, and the rest of it is crap because it insults me. And somehow that is allowed to exist. And because it is allowed to exist, there continue to be these insane mixed messages coming out of Trump and the administration. All right. Let's take a quick look and see how Trump is going to react to the testimony. I did see a little blip yesterday when he said, I might watch a little bit of it, but, really I don't need to. And I was thinking, yeah, like you literally are the person in front of their television with a bowl of popcorn, and a supply of Coke. Okay, come on down. Let's give it one more quick shuffle, and let's focus in on Trump and how Trump is going to respond to the hearings tomorrow. Trump responds to Mueller, Trump responds to Mueller, Trump responds to Mueller. he is going to continue to look away from the truth. Not a surprise, right? You have the page turning his face away from the truth he holds or the truth he knows. So he's going to continue his narrative because that's what he does. He's going to be reacting in a couple of ways. He's going to feel as if he has been humiliated in front of the world, and that's going to cause him to distract. So expect some diversions, that kind of thing. But Trump, because he's Trump, is not going to be able to let it go in his own insane fashion. He's actually going to feed the forest. He is going to keep going on and on and on about it. And anybody who missed yesterday, maybe won't miss Wednesday won't miss, Wednesday, the hearings. Maybe they didn't see that, but maybe they will see Thursday or Friday or Saturday, because he's not going to be quiet about it. He cannot help himself. He is just going to go on and on and on. He's going to keep talking. He's going to keep ranting with his emotions. He's going to do everything he can to create distractions and spin stories and tell stories that are, kind of unreasonable. It's really interesting, because in any other reading, literally in any other reading, this spread of cards would be a really, really wonderful grouping of cards to get. But somehow with Trump, everything that is positive or bright gets tipped upside down, and all of these cards almost end up being read in reverse. So, again, there's going to be no balance when, he's going to be extreme and is not going to be able to find his footing. The bright light shining on that report and on what Muller says, the clips of him saying key things over and over, being repeated over and over and over on television, are going to make Trump it's not going to be a good. And, and we've got the Queen of Swords here. So I would suggest that we look for some penetrating and very sharp questions from females who are going to be questioning him. And it's going to be interesting to see Nancy Pelosi's response is sort of going to boil down. It's as if you can hear her saying, "Come on, people, keep pushing. Come on, get me into a corner. Let me get backed up. Let me have a broad range of support, and then we're going to go forward." But again, there was just that vote the other day, and one in the House, and it was about, one of the things that they were voting on was should they go ahead and impeach Trump because of the racial slurs and his comments about the squad. And even, that did not garner enough Democratic support. Now, to be fair, you want to impeach him on something even bigger and more convoluted and more filled. So if he runs on one thing, he gets caught on others, right? But you can see her saying, "Come on, momentum build, because when we go after him, we want to go after him full-throated. I don't need any of my members not in place." And again, remember, she has members who are in purple states and in red states. She has to be mindful of that. This is one of those where you don't want to peak too early, right? You want the momentum to build and build and build, and it will. And as a result of what people hear, and more importantly, as a result of Trump's reaction to it, the momentum is going to build, because he's going to become so blatant and so obvious, and he's not going to be able to control himself. So people are going to see even more erratic behavior from him. But understand this. The government will stay strong. It will be strong. It will survive this. The truth is going to come out, and it will be what ultimately ends up guiding people when they are making decisions, when they are voting, when they are choosing the path forward. Because again, there is only a small percentage of people who are actually Trump fanatics. It's going to feel like it's plotting. People are going to be screaming up and down, come on, Nancy, get on it. What more do you need? And it's going to be slow movement. I stick to between August and sort of January is when you can expect the floor to start really shifting under Trump. It's going to become more treacherous for him. It's going to be harder and harder for him to keep his balance. People are going to go silent around him because there's almost no defending him, right? So, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for subscribing and viewing, liking and commenting. It's wonderful, and I very much appreciate it. So between now and tomorrow, let's just send Muller some light and help him to stay focused and concise, and let us send that same energy to the Democrats so that they keep these hearings on track and they don't get distracted. And for you, my viewers, I wish you a pleasant day and a calm morning, tomorrow as you're watching the hearings. I expect that I will be doing a reading, but it will probably be tomorrow evening, as I also am going to be watching the hearings and wanting to get a feel on kind of the reactions and what's going on, and letting that energy settle just a wee bit before I plunge in with a reading. So from now until then, take care, be well. We'll see you soon. Bye.